Okay, so this... Okay, so this is the... No, this is the time of day, yeah. Not the overall playtime. So 8:29, 9:06. So this would be the one, right? Yeah. Third time last time. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we just finished talking... I don't remember her name. Cutie here, I don't remember her name. But we finished talking to her. Her friend's up here waiting for us, so I don't know for sure if we're going up here. I think so. I don't think there's anything back this way, right? Because we already talked to our friend on the police, and then the douche head of a detective was like, don't infringe on my case or whatever. Stupid face. Anyway, so I think we're done and we're going up above to talk to her friend, right? I think so. All right. So let's do that. Remember, we're in the past right now. I believe the reason being that in the present day, well, present day, I mean in the 80s, when the story is present day, I believe we're dealing with a copycat killer. So we're studying the original killer here from like the 40s, or not the 40s, I think it's early 30s, so that we can gather all the evidence from those crimes and use them, see how much of them applies, and then use that to solve the modern day crime. I believe that's kind of the whole idea here, so.
Ida's an angel on Earth. She's the sweetest person I've ever met. I truly believe she doesn't have an angry bone in her body, even with the difficult childhood she had. A stepfather who molested her on a regular basis.
Oh my gosh.
Ida is always positive, and she's always willing to help the people who surround her. That's why she hired me to try and help. She has an undying optimism about life in general, and I love her for it. Hey.
How is she?
She's okay, I guess, under the circumstances.
I'll go talk to her after.
Man. That's right, help the checks. Hey, I don't care where you're from. We should help you, right? Yeah, this is in Prague. Also, Faux Fox, in case you weren't remembering or whatever, since Mama mentioned that. So our modern day crime is in Chicago. But the killer, I believe, being copied, because I believe this is a case of copycat killer. So the original killer case was actually in Prague. Which is weird, because usually, if there's a copycat killer, it's because somebody heard of the killer locally, were fascinated, like some psycho was fascinated with what they did, right? So studied heavily their methods and everything, and then tried to imitate them. It seems kind of pretty unusual, I think, that you would take somebody from like Prague or something and you try to copy them in Chicago. Just like I would think somebody from, you know, I don't even know, Warsaw or something would try to copy somebody from New York City. It just doesn't, it seems weird to me unless they're like hyper famous, right? Like Jack the Ripper, like infamous for all time. But unless it's one of those cases, copying somebody from a completely different country and then also, you know, decades earlier seems kind of strange. So I feel like there might be some other connection too, like possibly the modern day killer is some kind of descendant or relative of the killer from Prague or something. I don't know. We don't have any evidence that that's true or anything, but I don't know why they would connect that way. It's weird, right? So I said, yeah, cool, I can do that. That's right. Hey, the way he killed those people, I love it. the way it, like, totally messed up their bodies and then, you know, did these symbols and things. Oh, that was amazing. I could totally do that. Everybody's got to have a mentor, I guess. All right. Yep.
Tell me, where can I find Emil Corona?
Who's he?
He's the coroner working the case. I need to ask him a few questions. Skalnik said he worked in an old chapel. Do you know where it is?
Yes, I'll mark it on a map.
I don't need a map. Just tell me where it is.
What is it with men and directions? Take this map, it'll help you. I marked the location of the old chapel. It's not far from here.
Okay. Thanks, sweetheart.
She's not great with the voice acting. I'm sorry. Maybe this was early in the voice actress's career. She is not a great voice actress. Yeah. Well, it happens, you know. We did talk. Somni was here on one, like, I think it was last time or whatever, and we did discuss a little bit how part of the problem is the writing. The writing in this game is not the best also. But even with the best writing in the world, if you are not great at voice acting, it's not going to come across well, right? So I think it's a combination of both. Some of the actors are actually all right, or even pretty good, but some of them are not as great, and then the writing is not awesome. Now that said, again, it doesn't mean the game is not good. It just means that the people they had working on dialogue could have been better. Or they could have put more time into the dialogue, or whatever it was. And some of the dialogue, or some of the, it's not dialogue, I guess, right? It's his thoughts. But some of the stuff is not bad. Right? Because, hang on, I'm like off center, which is this going to put me more on center? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, some of the stuff is not, I really should just fix the webcam is really what I ought to do. I'll probably do that because otherwise my arm will be hanging off the desk and then I'll get carpal tunnel or something. Okay, let me see. If I'm like this is how I would normally be. So just over slightly. Is that? Yeah, except now it's up too high. Let's see, maybe I do this. How's that? There we go. I think that's good. All right, now that we fixed that. Anyway, yeah. So I think it's a combination of them. It's fine, but I mean, it's not, like I said, it doesn't make the game bad. It just means that there's an aspect of the game that I think is less good than it could be. But that's plus, I don't know how long Microïds has been around, but it feels like this is from like the middle of the 2000s, right? So this is 15 years ago, and they're still around as a company, as a developer. So this is definitely at least considerably earlier in their existence as a developer. I feel like they started in like the late 90s or something. So they're probably still a pretty young studio at the time they did this. So it's not surprising that maybe their budget isn't good enough to get really good voice actors or whatever, depending. So, and when you get a new voice actor, somebody that's not well established and so they don't cost as much, there's always going to be a chance that they're, it's going to be hit or miss, because like Alison Lohman, who did the voice of Edith Finch, amazing. Like, she did so good in that role, and almost nobody really had heard of her in voiceover stuff in games prior to, well, not just that, but like she did another couple games before that. I think she did a side character in one of the Metal Gears, one of the Metal Gear games or whatever. Anyway, I don't remember for sure. Anyway, so she was not really well established as an actress, but she's a really great actress, right? She does a really, really good job. So that's my point, though, is it's kind of mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get until you hire them, and then you're like, oh. Of course, you would think there would be auditions where they'd send in voice work or they'd stop by and do voice work. I don't know. But anyway.
How have you been? I mean, are you feeling better?
Yes, a little. It's not as bad as when you left for your case.
Did you go see the doctor?
No.
Ida, go see him. It might be serious. I'm no doctor, but throwing up every day is not normal. Go
She's
see
pregnant.
Okay, I'll go see him. I don't throw up every day, you know. You always exaggerate.
him. Yes, okay. But go see him as soon as possible. Okay. I have to see this corona. I want you to stay off the streets as much as possible. Never walk around alone.
Yes, I know you've told me 100 times. I am careful.
Okay, I'll ease up on you. You be careful.
I will. Now go.
Wow. I know, I'll be careful. Okay, great. You be careful. Why would you say that right afterwards? Anyway. Absinthe bar, yeah. The music and stuff, yeah. There's also... she said she was sick. Or not she was sick. She said she was throwing up a lot. She may not be pregnant, of course. It could be pregnancy, but she could actually have some illness. And because she's a streetwalker, she's more at risk because they don't have the best places to stay necessarily, right? So, yeah, she sounds kind of Valley Girl. I mean, I don't expect them to have Czech accents. I don't even know if I could do a Czech accent. I'd do something like Russian accent trying, which would be a fail, I'm sure. But I wouldn't expect them to speak with accents, but they could at least do decent emphasis on the proper words, do proper pausing, all of that, right? Yeah, like I said, she could have been just starting out, right? And she could be an amazing voice actress now. Right? When you're a kid and you're learning to sing, or when you're in junior high or high school, whatever, and you go to a drama class, you're not, and if you've never tried acting before, you're not going to be, probably at least, you're not going to be really good at acting straight out the gate, right? You're going to have to improve over time. So, I mean, obviously, I think it just kind of makes sense. Is this my car? I guess, because it's got that star like with, what's her name in modern day. Okay. Other than talking to her again, which I don't think we need to. Is this the same? All of this is the car? That's a huge hitbox. I really want to make sure you could get the car, I guess. Alright, let's go see Coronavirus the coroner. I'm guessing it's one of the blinking spots? I was like, where'd my mouse cursor go? It wasn't there for a bit. Shore. Wait. Chapel Park. Where the crap is the coroner? At the chapel, maybe? I guess? Because you bury bodies in a church cemetery? Maybe. Needs a boyfriend? Nah.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you at your post?
Well, you told me to.
Never mind. Do you have any news, at least?
Yeah, the American is talking to the girl's boss.
So, he thinks he can move in on my women, huh? Well, my friend, if you ever see him, you may explain things to him.
Explain what?
Use that brute force of yours, you idiot!
Okay, boss.
I truly miss your brother. He was the smart one.
Yeah, I miss him too. Why can't we get him out?
Because I'd probably get arrested too, you moron! That's all Skalnick wants anyways. I have a feeling he will blame me for all these murders. Why am I telling you this? Go back to your post. You see the American? You can rough him up.
Okay, boss.
I better steer clear of the big guy. The scrawny-looking guy was probably Ottokar Kubina. Who can forget that name? Anyways, he was the pimp of the neighborhood. He worked out of this little lingerie shop, which acted as a front, of course. He owned a couple of joints in the district, including the cabaret where Ida used to work. I think he never forgave me for stealing Ida from that dive.
So the guy that's the pimp, he's a good voice actor. They had a little bit of, again, sloppy writing on his dialogue, but he's a good voice actor. Like I said, it's a mixed bag with this game. Some of them are actually good, and some of them not so much. So, familiar map. Gee, I wonder why you didn't recommend this game or anything, Monmouth. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh. Wow. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like I would think like just like pretty much any country, there are varying quality, like varying degrees of beauty or whatever among people, right? But yeah, I saw some real lookers when I was over there, long time ago. If I'm steering clear of him, I probably don't want to go here, right? But maybe I do need to go there. Or maybe this is just for, like, it's always this way, and maybe later I need to run through there to try to get away or something. I'm not seeing any interactive spots except for going in or going over here, zoning, basically. The settings are stunning. Oh, I was thinking like game settings, not the environment. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good, right? The canal on the side and stuff. Even this, where the building is crumbling, right? It's really well done. I like it. And then you have some interactive stuff, like he moves a little bit. You have smoke from the chimneys and everything. Yeah. All right, well, I think we're going to go in. I think that's the next step.
I better straighten things out with him later. I have other things to do.
Oh. I guess we're moving on. And ducking behind a crate or something? Okay, we'll see. Old Chapel to the lingerie shop? Where in the crapping am I going? I'm supposed to be going to the coroner. Lingerie shop in the park. Neither of those says coroner. What the frick? I guess we're on the way to the coroner or something. She said she was going to mark it on the map, but I don't see it anywhere on the map. I just see, like, map. No special marking or anything. I thought maybe this, but this does nothing. So we went from the shore all the way down here, and now we're coming over here? I don't understand. Okay. Are there? I don't remember now. I might have seen the outside of one. I'm pretty positive. Yeah, I don't think I ever went in a library in Prague. I might have seen one from the outside. Maybe. But I don't remember. If I did, I don't remember what it looked like. What? Oh, I see. So that was lingerie shop. This was as we were on the way. I thought we were here or near here, and then okay. So we'll just go here again. Hey! Hey, guy. What's going on? Hi. I'd go pet you, but it won't let me interact at all. Okay. So I can enter there. Guessing not a lot, if anything else, over on this stuff, but just in case. Okay, so it looks like just entering there or leaving after the fact. Huh. It's cute. Cute animal. Not really sure what it is. It kind of looks like a raccoon, but it's... or like a raccoon head, but its body is more like a large... or like a... not a large, like a cat. So I'm not sure what it is.
In nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. In nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti.
That's for all of these. He's not going to examine them. He's just going to say a prayer over them.
In nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus.
All right, we get it. Okay. So proceed farther in. Or nothing. I don't know. It's not looking like there's really anything else in the way of options. So I have this interim screen just because. I mean, I guess they could show him running through it or walking through it and then just continuing on. When you can't really click anything except for these. It's little.
This place had the metallic smell of blood
whatever.
and the stench of rotting flesh. This old chapel had been converted into an autopsy room. Now blood dyed its floor. Hello, Mr. Corona. My name's Gus McPherson. I'm a detective that was hired to help my client... Hello? Sir? Hello?
Huh? What are you doing here? I thought I'd locked the door. Where is my cone? What are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack?
Sorry, Mr. Corona.
Who are you and how do you know my name?
Like I said earlier, I'm Detective McPherson. Inspector Skalnick told me that I could ask you a few questions.
If Skalnick says it's okay, then it's okay.
Can you walk me through your observations of this victim?
Okay. The cause of death is like the others. The cut to the throat.
It can't be the multiple stab wounds or the evisceration itself?
No, I'm pretty sure of that.
What makes you so sure?
The one before her. The one we found in the park. She was killed in the same spot she was found. It was clear that it was the wound to her throat that killed her. The rest was probably done after.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
Because not much blood was coming from the other wounds. The heart was still beating when the throat was cut. I could tell by the amount of blood that had poured from the throat wound.
He says stuff that even like a layman would know. Well, maybe not in the 30s, I don't know. But even a layman would know nowadays, right? Like if they'd be like, the cut to the throat was the cause of death, all the other wounds were afterwards. Well, how could you know? Blood coagulation, I don't know, the amount of tearing in the cut, it won't be as much in other places. Anyway. Yeah, it's... I mean, we're dealing with a serial killer, so, you know, it's kind of how it goes.
So you weren't sure about the cause of death until you saw the victim in the park?
Well, I had my doubts, but when I saw her, Yes, she made things more clear.
And the same killer would use the same brutal techniques.
Precisely.
Does the victim in the park have any other differences from the rest of the victims?
Yes, the cut to her neck indicates an attack from behind. The rest, including this one, were attacked from the front. If only I had the other body, I could show you the difference.
That's okay. Really, I trust your judgment. You don't have the body, but maybe you have a file on the victim from the park?
Sure. The man who was supposed to come and get the file never showed up.
What man?
Skalnick's errand boy. He comes to get the files I make for each victim. He still hasn't come to get the one from the park.
Ah, I see. Well, I'll take Inspector Skalnick's file if you don't mind.
No, I don't really care.
Well, that doesn't bode well. The guy who's supposed to pick up the reports and deliver them to Skalnick has not shown up for the last 2 victims. The one in the park and now this one. That's bad news.
Where do you keep your files?
In my safe over there. I could never remember my combination, so I wrote it on a piece of paper. I think I lost it somewhere.
So go find the piece of paper, so then you have the combination. Got it.
What happened to your hearing, if you don't mind my asking?
It happened in the Great War. I was a medical aide. Now we get the wounded from the trenches to the temporary hospital. One day we saw a wounded soldier in no man's land. We rushed to him, and a mortar shell exploded on my partner. I survived, but with hardly any hearing left.
So that's where you got your experience?
Yeah, mostly. Ironically, the war ended 3 weeks after the shell exploded.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I don't know if I'd say that's the right use of ironically. Is it really ironic that 3 weeks after the fact, the war ended? It's not close enough, I don't think, to really be ironic. Ironic would be something like if you were supposed to stand guard at a spot, but you thought you heard something, so you went out to investigate. Right, like maybe 30 seconds after you left, somebody came to tell you the war's over and you can come off duty. But you left already. You go out and then you get killed while you're out. That would be irony. 3 weeks seems too much time to have passed to really have been ironic. I mean, it's not unexpected that there are going to be mortars and things still exploding for 3 weeks more. That seems a little... But whatever. I'm kind of splitting hairs.
I hate this part of my job. I hate this part of my job.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he was going to lift it up afterwards on the second click, but I guess not.
Not a pretty sight. Poor doll. She never saw it coming.
At least it was the proper use of irony, though. Like, circumstance happened to screw you over, but had things only been slightly different, things would have gone a completely different direction, right? I mean, at least it's a proper use of irony, even if I don't know that it really fully applies in this case. So, I thought you said stab wounds and stuff like in the sternum and stuff, no? So she has a slit throat and then just one additional wound? Also, no stabs on the wrists or arms, like defensive wounds? Like trying to, after he cut her throat, you'd think she'd do this to try to stop the bleeding, right? At least out of shock, even if it is futile. So if she's like this, and then he's going to keep stabbing her. Maybe he didn't stab right away, though. Maybe he didn't come around and start stabbing. Maybe he waited till she dropped and then inflicted the additional wounds. But I don't see them here. She looks clean except for this one wound here. But, I mean, that's fine. I'm not itching to see more wounds. I'm just saying.
It looks like the first try at the throat missed.
Oh, so that's not even an additional wound.
It looks like the first...
Oh, okay.
The cut to her throat is very deep. It was definitely a frontal assault. The cut.
Jeez, dude. Okay. Air horn.
In every body, there's a puzzle waiting to be solved. In every body.
That's what he has to say about this? We're not going to try to solve the puzzle. Just make some kind of a profound statement or whatever. Or at least an attempt at a profound statement. I don't know what else I can examine on her. Ear, hair, forehead, eyes, nose, cheeks, mouth, chin. Doesn't seem like anything else really is examined. No wounds like by her breast or anything, so there's nothing except these 2 wounds, I guess. Alright, I think we're done with her. I was expecting more analysis on her body, but I guess not. Okay. He lost the paper somewhere. So you gotta wander around and try to find a friggin' piece of paper. It's great. Maybe there's something on the shelf. Ah! This is probably the code. Shoo, 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 shoo. Okay. 74821536. We can probably consult it later, though, if we need to manually enter it. I'm not sure we'll need to manually enter it, but we did have that other puzzle to open the box up in the attic last time, right? So, given that, we might actually have to enter it. Okay. I went right for it. I was expecting it to be harder than that. Like it was something that fell on the floor and was like in a crack or something. Okay. I don't see anything else here. Literally, I think that was the only thing. Was the combination. What in the what? Okay. I mean, I guess that's a thing. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. So sink.
These were installed recently. These were installed.
Is this also the sink?
These.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if this is significant or not that these are installed recently. Given that this formerly was a chapel, and then they've converted into a morgue, having these makes sense, right? You'd want to wash the blood off and stuff after doing some kind of an autopsy. So, well, not just blood, but just the germs in general, right? From decaying bodies and whatnot. So, and then the safe is up this way, I guess? Up on the rectum, really? Okay. Maybe. I don't know. The safe's up here, though. Okay, probably just this then. Yeah. All right, so wait, what? Okay, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna do a clipping really briefly of. Oh, I can't cancel. I have an idea. Let's do this instead. Let me do this. Okay, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to do. There we go. In fact, I'll just do that. And then this. Like that. All right, and yeah, she is pretty, right? It's too bad she was killed. Unfortunately, though, people living in that kind of situation, like with that kind of lifestyle, they're kind of almost, I don't know if it's automatically, I don't know if I'd say that, but they tend to be in dangerous situations, right? Okay, 7482 1536, but I don't know how these translate into that. This might be a 3, but then what would be a 6? Is it number of lines? No. Because this, for example, has 2 lines. This has 2 lines. I wonder, so if I examine this, and then I rotate it, nothing on the back. Piece of paper with numbers written on it, yeah, okay. Well, that's the 3. I mean, if this is a 3, I don't even know if this is a 3. But if this is a 3, this would go second one. This one. Okay. 7. This. There's a 1 also. Are these characters in another language? I don't know. I mean, Czech uses Arabic numbers, so I don't know. This could be a 2. I kind of have my doubts, but do that anyway. I really don't know. 8, maybe. Can I rotate this at all? No, I cannot. Let's assume. You can't really assume. I don't even know. 5. No. Yeah, I was thinking that, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Because this is kind of 7. It's kind of 1. I guess we could do that. Maybe, but I don't. I'm pretty sure that's not. Alright, hang on. Let's put them down for a second. Actually, I might not even need to do that if I just do that. There's probably a clue somewhere that will help me convert those that I've missed. Let's look for a clue for some way to convert those characters. Oh, I should probably... Yeah, let's do this. Hang on one sec. We'll go back to this for a second. Okay. Actually, first, I want to get back into this screen. Okay. Doing this just so it'll take less room when I put the notes on the side, outside of the window, right? So this, all right, so let me get back here. 1 second. Now let's go back to this. No. Okay. All right, so now I've got my notes. You guys can't really see them. I wonder if I can show you. Yeah. And then I'll put them kind of in this corner for now. Okay, so if I do that, they're not going to show up, seriously? Why will this not show up? Oh, I'm dumb because I didn't unhide it. That would be why. Unhide. There. Okay, so in the bottom left, you guys can see the notes that I'm looking at. It's not very big, unfortunately, for you guys. You know what? Actually, I can make it a little bit bigger because you don't exactly need that. I'm going to put it up here, though, so I can see the newest chat stuff. No, I can see it. It won't show up on the stream until it goes past that, but that's fine. Oh, whoops, except I need to bring this back. One more. All right, there we go. Final time, I think. Okay. So now you've got all the notes, the combination below, and then the symbols that we're supposed to pair them up to. You guys work it out. Of course, you can let me know, I guess, but wonder if there's something on this bookshelf that we missed before. Oh, yeah. There we go. At least a little bit. Right here. This is a 3. This is a 12. This is a 6. This is a 9. Okay. So 3 looks like 3. Excuse me. Okay. Can't really zoom in on this is the problem, though. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is a 6. I mean, if this is a clock. If this is a clock, then this would be a 6. So presumably there is no 9 that we need to use. So this is pointless. And then obviously 12 is not going to work either. This is kind of like the third symbol from the left, but it has a double line in the middle, not a single line. So it's different, obviously. And I don't know if the single line means 11 or means 10. Either way, that would not match anything in the number combination we have. So that's not currently. Okay, so there's that. What happens when we come back over here? Is there something I missed analyzing over here maybe that gives more? Let's well, actually, really fast. I don't think I'll be able to, right? I'll probably just do,
In nomine Pat-
yeah, just the prayer again. Okay. All right, we get it. We get it. You're waving your hand. We get it, Catholic boy. Let's go. If I interrupted, he shouldn't keep doing it. It seems a little, but you know, whatever. I don't see any symbols around here though either. No.
How does the safe work?
Huh? What? What did you say?
How does the safe work?
Each number is represented by a symbol. Now, the trick is, oh, what was it again? Oh, damn. I don't remember.
Each symbol's a number, and then he just goes back to work. Thanks, buddy. That's appreciated. But we do have... Was it from this way? I guess we have to go up here, and then I think we can go to the right. Maybe not. I thought there was a place where we were able to go to the right some, too. There weren't any symbols on the side of the safe, right, that we could use? No. I don't think so. I thought there was something off to the right here, but I guess not. Say he hates his job again, or this part of his job again.
I hate this part of my job.
Yeah, okay. Nothing new up here. Was there something else on the bookshelf I missed besides the clock? Anything else with symbols? Might be something outside. out there too. Oh, our buddy's not here anymore. Where'd you go, duder? Not seeing the symbols out here at all, though. I don't think there's much out here to do. Like, this is pretty much, you can enter, you can leave the whole chapel area, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's right. I think it maybe it does not correlate to the number of lines in the symbol, but the less complex the symbol is. That's actually a linguistic rule. It doesn't always apply. I'm assuming there are probably languages like from alien planets and stuff where it doesn't apply, but on Earth, all the different languages, for their numerical representations, the less complex they are, generally speaking, the lower the value of the number. That's not consistently true, because like 7 is 2 lines. A 2 is a curved longer line and a short line. A 7 is a short line and a long line straight. So more complex is earlier on. So it's not always the case. That said, if you look at some of the earlier versions of Arabic, they're actually tilted and stuff, and so there's more, it works more into that too. But yeah, there are certain linguistic rules. You say, if you see a symbol of this type, it's generally going to be less complex. Like look at Chinese characters, for example. Okay? The very simple concepts, like a person or land. Okay, so land, for example. I don't know if I can do it backwards properly. Let me think. So land, like, so for you guys, so that you don't have to think backwards. It should be forward for you guys, okay? This, and then you come back over here and go down, and then finally you close it off. That's the symbol for land. Very simple concept. If you're going to say a country, that symbol for land has to encompass the stuff that's in the middle to make it country. So the land of the stuff in the middle, right? It's a more complex, it's not complicated, but it's a more complex idea. Not just land, it's land belonging to a certain group, right? So it gets more complex as you go. That's a basic rule in languages generally. Now, in the case of where we've developed alphabets, first of all, the characters that originally were used for the alphabets followed that same rule. But then if they got applied later for sounds rather than representation of ideas, you still generally have it's not always the case, because there's a lot of foreign loan words and things like morphing and stuff of words as you go through time and stuff, but the basic concept is that the simpler, the shorter, the easier to pronounce, the easier to write the words are, the more basic the ideas are. Okay? So, like, mom or mother, okay, is fairly short, not terribly complex. Indiscriminate is a much more advanced concept, and as such, it has much more advanced requirement in terms of pronunciation and writing and spelling and all that. So, anyway, that's kind of a basic rule in linguistics. There are exceptions to the rule that come into play too. Like if you have two languages come into contact with each other, they're mostly unrelated to each other. The similarities sometimes will get like one word will replace another one. It'll supplant it, even though there weren't similarities. So it just depends. You have that a lot with French and English. That's why a lot of English consonants and consonant combinations are silent. That's an influence of French from two totally different language family branches. And so they have conflicting rules. So the dominant class, the class of the nobles, the French, when they conquered England back in 1066, the dominant class overrode the simpler original Anglo-Saxon words. Now, it didn't always happen, because you also have the vast majority of the population was still Anglo-Saxon speaking. So even though they were forced to learn French, they generally still spoke English. So they kept the bulk of their vocabulary, but there were certain words that would supplant others, depending. You could, except that you don't know how the symbols are being used. So take 6, for example, okay? So if you come over here, I'll do this briefly. See this right here? Okay, so the 6 is that's the second symbol is the 6. Okay, the 6, first of all, it's made up of 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. So it's definitely not the number of lines. You couldn't even say it's a multiple of lines, because you'd need to have 2 and somehow say the 2 combined with a 3, 2 times 3 or something. It doesn't really work. 6 also doesn't look like the number 6 that we use. So there has to be some other significance for making that a 6. That is assuming, of course, it's actually based on rules of linguistics and not just random symbols made up for a game that we're playing, which is the more likely thing, honestly. I'm not taking anything away from anybody who does that, but I'm just saying it's more likely that it would be more efficient just make up some symbols and put it in a puzzle rather than following linguistical rules. So, but yeah. So what we really need to solve it for the game here is we need to find other symbols elsewhere that we can use as a reference, right? I don't know where we will find those. We also on the map have the location of the park, so we can investigate that. But what I'm not worried is the wrong word. What to me kind of invalidates that as a course of reasoning is, why would symbols used for the safe that the coroner here uses be way the hell on the other side of the city in a park randomly? If it were the killer making the combination for the safe, that'd be different. But we don't have any evidence that the coroner is the killer or anything, right? So if the coroner, presumably the coroner is not the killer. So if the coroner is making the symbols for the safe, he's not going to have any connection to locations where people were killed. So we don't need to go there. So I need to find what I really could use. Well, no, that still wouldn't connect. By the way, Monmouth, in case you missed it on Discord, happy National Games Day, which is a U.S. pretend holiday. I don't know if it applies to you over there in Australia, though, but we'll say it does. Because, you know, fun or something. See, why can't I analyze any of the other stuff in here? It's so weird. You can only analyze very specific things. And some of them are not even useful, like the corpses where he just says a prayer over them. I mean, great that he's the type of person who wants to say a prayer over the fallen, over the lost, or the dead, but that doesn't help us in terms of mechanics for solving a puzzle. He's just gonna say these were installed recently again, right? He's not gonna examine it more, right?
These were installed recently.
Okay, let's go back over here. Maybe I'm not analyzing the actual puzzle well enough. Maybe there's some clues in the puzzle itself that will help me out. We only have the numbers 1 through 8 also. There's no 9 or higher. But we do have all 8 numbers, 1 through 8. I wonder if we were supposed to put them in the order in which they originally were. So the 7th one was supposed to go in the 7th spot and so on. In which case I'm screwed because this is all screwed up. This is the quote unquote new order that I used. So that would not be good for me. Unless maybe if I leave the area, maybe they reset. I kind of have my doubts, but we could try. I mean, at least he runs, I guess. It'd be nice if he just zoned. Alright, let's do this. Hang on. Go back to here. Go back here again. And here. Let's try this again. Hey, my buddy's back. Hey, buddy. Okay. Let's see if those reset at all. They did reset. So I may want to do that instead. Okay. They reset, so let me actually do that. Let me fix this so that I'll have the way they were originally set up, not this other way. Okay, oh, hang on one sec. I gotta take a screenshot, of course. Okay, back here. This. Where is my mouse pointer? There. Good night. This is terrible. Okay, anyway. That is useless. I guess it's what I get for. Let's do something different. All right, hang on. Let's do this. Give me a second here. do that. And then I want to do use a little bit more advanced tools to do some modifications so it's readable. All right. Let's do now. If I go back to this, I do this. Still not bright enough. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. Much more better. Much more betterer. Okay, that plus that, which can go here. All right. Almost done. Sorry. Making this a little more convenient. Whoops. Oh, you know what? Do this. This. There. All right. Get rid of that, and then I will grab this, new, like that. All right, now you guys could probably see it better, right? All right, there we go. Whoops. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I have this up there. That's the original positioning, not my screwed up positioning. So if we try, yeah, maybe, but I kind of wonder. So, well, yeah, I know you're right, because the 3 is the 3, right? So the 3 definitely has to go here. And the 6, I mean, if we're matching up, is that. We don't know anything else, but this might be 5 because it's the 6 but without the line under it. So let's assume this is a 5. That would mean it'd be there. So 5, 3, 6. I do feel like this is probably 1. Is this 2? Maybe. Is that 8? 7. 4? No. This might be 5. Four, 8. There we go.
She was the only victim that had been attacked on the spot in the park. Maybe the police had overlooked something. I had to go see for myself.
Right. So she's found next to a fountain. Alright. Nothing else in the safe, just that? I guess. Alright. Alright. I mostly use deductive reasoning.
Stay away
But-
from women!
Sorry, Mac. I like women too much. I woke up with a splitting headache.
Ow.
It wasn't the first time my smart-ass mouth got me in trouble.
Ouch. So, in case you were curious, so we knew the 3 and the 6, right? I figured since this was the 6 here, and this is similar, I figured this had to be a 6 or a 5 or a 7 or something near 6. So I tried 5, which was wrong. This kind of looks like 5, though. So I thought, well, what if we take this as the 5 instead, and then we say this is 4 instead. So I did that, so then I was able to put the 4 here and whatever. And then this looks like an 8, but on its side. And this looks like a 7, but just like a really blocky version of a 7, right? So I did some guessing, obviously. I mean, I didn't just know the answers or anything, but I used some educated guesses to try to figure this stuff out. So just FYI, I did actually use some calculation, even if it was a certain degree of luck involved as well. All right, anyway. Apparently, we're supposed to stay away from the women. I mean, I don't know, but you know, I'm just saying that's now the order I was given: is stay away from the women. Apparently. And of course, there's a woman right here that I'm supposed to stay away from. Well, that's great. I obeyed for a really long time. All right, let's talk to her.
Why, hello there. Nice night for a walk, isn't it?
It's a little too German expressionist for my taste, but I guess one could appreciate it.
Need some company?
You must be Apollina, right?
Yes. You've heard of me.
Do you know Inezka?
Yes. Do you want both of us at the same time?
Jeez, I mean, since you're offering. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you know where she is?
No, I haven't seen her in a while.
When was the last time you saw her?
Hey, do you want a Nezca or me? Are you a cop or something? If so, I'll be very disappointed.
Not exactly. I'm a detective. I was hired by some of your friends.
What friends?
You must know Ida, Milena, and the late Frantiska.
Yes, I do, and they are most certainly not my friends.
And you're not afraid for your own safety?
I have all the protection I need from Roman.
Yeah, we've seen how well that works.
Don't you care that some people you know are dying?
Actually, no. More business for me. We are just whores to the police anyway. Besides, I have all the protection I need from Roman. Now, would you kindly fuck off? You're scaring potential customers away.
Sure, whatever.
She seemed so nice, and then she used that language. Less nice. Although, in fairness, she's a prostitute, so... I wouldn't necessarily expect Christian language from her or something. Oh, geez. He's seeing her struggle? Wow. That cannot be good. Right here. So, wait, foot by the tree with that. So something like, can I rotate it or something? Because this is over farther. Like a different angle. Okay. Foot was like right basically there. Wonder if I'm supposed to hover and see if I can notice something that way. It's definitely not giving me, whoops, an option to rotate my camera unless I'm missing something. What? Wait, what the crap? Oh, I see. It went to full keyboard, not mouse at all. I see. There we go. Alright. Right in front of that. But the body is so the feet are by the tree trunk. The head is almost to the path. So it's something like this, right? Take into account that if you rotate this also, right? So if this is the angle, this would rotate this way a little bit, which... Oh, did I rotate the wrong way? Hang on. If you have that angle... Yeah, this would be... How is this? Oh, so is it more... No, it's not like that.
like this statue. It reminds me of Ida.
Because she's his angel.
I like this
Oh,
statue.
because she's his angel.
In the sunlight, this place would be even more depressing.
I don't know what I'm trying to analyze. Okay, let's see what else is different. Okay, so there's obviously the lamp is shifted over and the body was there. And this lamp was brighter, of course. Up here. Yeah, it's the one down there on the end. What is this? Is this a person in the lurking in the shadows or something? Huh. Can I... Okay, if I go this way more... Oh, is this gonna leave, though? I don't want to leave. Yeah. That leaves, which is not what I want to do. Is there a way up to that window, though? Or to rotate so I can analyze that window? Because basically it's this right here, but I don't get anything when I hover over it.
In the sunlight, this...
Yeah.
See anything unusual? I don't see anything unusual. See anything unusual?
Okay, what else seems emphasized or odd or something about this place? Because the body didn't seem to do it, right? He said, I don't see anything unusual. One more time on the head this time, but I don't see anything unusual.
I
Okay.
don't see anything unusual.
There's this right here. What is this? Maybe that's a thing? Ah. Ah. It is written, "The whore wasn't worthy of my devotion, so I proposed to the angel." Okay. Looks like that's the only thing in here. Proposed to the angel? So I guess it's just here. Excuse me. Use it somewhere, but not here, because that doesn't do anything. Maybe I don't actually use it here. It's got to be. Why would you have this to analyze more closely and then also be able to do this? I don't know what proposing to the angel, because I don't see anything here that is representative of kneeling or of arm extended or anything that could be kind of taken as being a proposal of some type. The whore wasn't worthy of my devotion. What if I could ask what's her name more about it, maybe? Or the coroner, maybe.
I thought I told you to fuck off.
I thought I told you I had more investigation to do. Fine, jerk. Maybe I can ask the coroner about it?
I don't need to talk to him. Anyways, I don't want to rip out my vocal cords just for idle chit-chat.
rip him out. What the? Okay. So I guess not. I guess we're going back. There's definitely something I'm missing. It is written, the whore wasn't worthy of my devotion, so I proposed to the angel. So if I come out of here and I examine the angel again? Ah, there we go. What? So he just got brought to the killer? What in the crapping? Okay.
And life goes on.
That's it? Okay. That's pointless.
That looks like Ida's last roast.
She can't cook, huh? Of course, we could go in potentially, or try the door at least. But let's see. That leaves. Nothing really on the building. Alright, let's go examine this, I guess, and then we'll... I don't see anything else to examine on the way.
This reminds me of the Madison Avenue arsonist case I worked on. This reminds...
Okay. It's good music, I like it. Okay.
Oh my, has my friend here stolen this from you?
He has, yes.
I cannot help but be embarrassed. You see, I taught him to retrieve shiny objects for me, and he does so remarkably well, don't you think?
Yes, he does.
Being a coachman in an industrialized world is not quite what it used to be.
Who are you?
On good days, as I mentioned earlier, I work as a coachman for the odd tourist or for the prostitutes who want to make their way through the city at a bargain price. On not-so-good days, my friend, whom you've already met, becomes a thief to help me make ends meet. On bad days, I'm merely reduced to being a homeless bum.
So you know some of the prostitutes around here?
Yes, I do. I've driven them here and there through the city streets. They hire me or their clients hire me, either because I'm cheaper than a taxi or they appreciate the rustic look.
Do you know any personally?
I knew one personally. On certain occasions we would exchange pleasantries, but most of the time I would just drive. She was very young to be doing what those animals wanted. Her name was Vladana. She was only 16 years old.
Jeez.
She was?
Yes,
16.
I haven't seen her in a long time. I fear the worst.
Okay, maybe less emphasis on creepy dude and more emphasis on sounding like you actually fear the worst for her. I'm just saying. Just a little tip there, Vio.
You said her name was Vladana. Are you sure it's not a Nezka?
Very sure. Vladana reminded me of a girl I once knew as a young man.
You must surely know about the murders.
Indeed I do. Anyone who lives in this district knows. That is why I fear for Vladana's well-being. May I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Who are you, and why are you so interested in the local problems?
I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Gus McPherson. I'm a private investigator hired by the prostitutes to help stop the murders. They are, for obvious reasons, worried about the situation and have no confidence in the police's competence.
Admirable, Mr. McPherson. Admirable indeed. I have to admit that I have lost all hope in humanity. The things I have seen during my miserable life. You, Mr. McPherson, have restored my faith.
So is he? No, he must not be from. Whatever, the Czech Republic. He must not be from Prague, right? Because McPherson would be an Irish name, right? I think Mac, M-A-C, is Scottish. MC, I think, is Irish. Anyway, it's British Isles, though. It's not Prague. It's not Central Europe. So, seems weird that they would have... Maybe he is originally from the British Isles and he's moved to Prague? I don't know.
Tell me, is it true? Is there a new one that washed up on the shore of the river?
She didn't wash up. Never mind, that's not important. Unfortunately, yes, there is.
Did you see her?
Yes, I did. Don't worry, my friend. Her name wasn't Vladana. She was known as Frantiska.
Thank you, Mr. McPherson. You've reassured me.
I think Vladana is dead anyway. We'll just find her later or something.
You said that the body did not wash up on the shore.
No, she didn't. She was, forgive the expression, dumped there.
How is this possible? There is only one way a man can travel throughout the city without being seen, Mr. McPherson.
The sewers.
Precisely. He is using them to move back and forth, limiting the possibility of witnesses. I've stumbled on a few underground passages in this city, but I never found any in this neck of the woods. Maybe you should start looking for some. It would certainly help you in your investigation.
Have you talked to the police about your theory?
Yes, I have. But who listens to a homeless bum? Especially not one who outwits the inspector. That Inspector Skulnick is quite a unique individual.
Unique, huh? Is that Latin for asshole?
He shares my sense of humor.
Where are you from, sir? If you don't mind my asking.
I'm from all over Europe, it seems, sometimes. I usually don't stay in one spot for very long, but I've stayed here for a while now. My legs don't allow me to travel very far, I'm afraid. But to answer your question, I'm from London, England.
Come now. You used to be a detective, or a cop even, right?
I'm a simple coachman and wish to remain that. I ask you to no longer continue in this line of questioning. Please, out of genuine courtesy.
Very well. Is there anything else you can tell me that might help me in my investigation?
I'm afraid not, Mr. McPherson. Only that little theory of mine. I'm only a coachman trying to survive, and this little fellow helps me.
Speaking of which, may I have that ring back?
Dear me, of course.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
the throw.
sorry for the inconvenience.
Just
It's
that.
quite all right.
That's the throw. Okay. In fairness, he's higher up, so he would just basically have to drop it. But he almost moved his arm not at all. Like, not even enough to pass his lap. So it would have just, like, landed on his leg or something. So I guess that's it in here, then. I didn't see any other stuff highlighted except for his speech bubble. Again, I mean, I could be missing something, but... No, I think that's it in here. Okay. Oh, Ida.
Gus?
What in the crap is she doing here?
Ida, what are you doing
Ah.
here?
I
That's what I was
found
asking.
something that might help you.
Weren't you supposed to see the doctor? Ida, please don't do this.
Do what?
Help,
Why can't I help you?
because it's dangerous. Don't you know there's a seriously deranged man roaming the streets, preying on women?
Oh, I can handle myself.
I don't doubt that for a second, but I'd like to know that you're somewhere safe so I can concentrate on the case and not worry about you.
Okay, okay.
I'm sorry, what have you found out?
Oh, it's really good. I was asking a few questions of some of the women. Anyway, one of them admitted that she'd heard that one of the victims survived an attack and was hiding in the scrapyard.
That's great, but how reliable is the source?
I have to admit it's only a rumor, but isn't it worth taking a look?
Yes, it is.
Be careful.
I will. Stay off the streets, but first go see the doctor.
Yes, I will.
I'll see you later. And Ida,
Yes?
thanks for the info.
You're welcome, and I love you too.
The way she runs, though. She looks... I'm not trying to be cruel, okay? They obviously had artists working on this and stuff. But her run makes me think more of like a velociraptor or something than a human. With how she's... hands are in the air and arms are kind of like this as she's going. Okay. Anyway. So the scrapyard will show up on my map now? Or... Oh, well, we went to the side here. Oh, but that's just going to go back to the angel statue, isn't it? Oh, no. Cutscene. Yikes. Another vision. These visions are going to be the death of him. Literally, potentially. Like, he could fall in there and break his neck because he's swaying from all the stuff in his head. And I'm not actually going in, apparently, either, so... Interesting. Okay, so let's be a little more methodical in analyzing stuff here. Because if it's not the obvious right here, then there's got to be something else on the screen, presumably. So far, nothing. Maybe I was only going here to get the vision or something. I don't know. Don't use either of those here. It's very strange. We come over here just for a vision? Maybe it's we need to come over here later on. Let's go back. Let's see if we can find the scrapyard, which I guess I'd probably do this and then go on the city map. Junkyard, burned neighborhood. Right. I'd been at the park, and in the course of that cutscene, I ran over to here. I see. Alright, so we'll go over to here, to the scrapyard, junkyard.
What kind of a moron parks there?
Somebody trying to box you in so you can't go anywhere? Or go down that street at least? I find it interesting that this is the junkyard. It's not really a yard. It's just more like an alleyway. Doors are open, but we don't go inside. That, okay. Okay. So they created extra artwork for themselves so that you could go here and then go around the corner, I guess. Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm out of here.
Can I now interact with something? Maybe find some alternate way through or something? Maybe not.
What kind of...
Okay. So he automatically leaves after going around the corner. But then I can't interact with anything on this screen? What? What the what? I'm really confused. What am I supposed to... Maybe I go talk to this guy? Get the other dude off my back? Maybe.
Hey, Kubina, open up. We need to talk.
What do you want?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
About?
First off, I'd like to clear the air between us. I'm not after your girls. I'm just trying to find the killer, and that's all.
You expect me to believe that?
Yes, I do.
Well, I don't. Everyone wants something. Just stay out of my business, McPherson.
Yes, I do want something from you, but it's not your girls.
I'm listening.
Let's exchange favors. I'll do something for you so you can see I'm on the level with you. In return, all you have to do is tell that ape that's working for you to leave me alone.
Actually, there is something you could do for me, McPherson.
I thought so. The gorilla's brother is locked up, isn't he?
Yes. Roman is a good resource and is the girl's main protection. Without him, let's just say, if you can spring him out of jail, I'll tell the gorilla to leave you alone.
Why'd he get arrested?
It was some sort of incident with the police. He supposedly punched one, I heard.
So, we have a deal then?
Wait, not so fast. Why do you want Peter off your back?
I need to talk to the person he's protecting.
Ah, Vladana?
So she really exists?
Yes, she does. Spring Roman from jail, and I will let you talk to her.
To be quite honest, I figured you'd be more difficult to convince.
McPherson, we both win if you get this killer off the streets. When you catch him, business will return to normal. Now go! You're wasting time.
All right. And we will save it there for today. All right. So that'll do it for tonight. Thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate it. Yep, making slow but steady progress in trying to get all of my streams and everything all caught up. I did actually a little goof. I have it recorded already, but I forgot to put together the video for The Last of Us 2. So I'll do that now, tonight. Hopefully finish up first thing tomorrow morning and have it live tomorrow. Tomorrow, the usual streaming time, I will be doing the Book of Unwritten Tales Critter Chronicles again, if you guys want to join that, if you're able to. I'm trying to think. Seems like that stream time may not be as good for people. If I remember right, Monmouth, you said that was fine for you, but Fofox, with her new job or changing schedule, whatever, it's not going to work for her unless it's later. But later may or may not work for everybody else. So I'll ask on Discord, get a feel for what you guys think there, or I'll I should be vlogging soon as well, and so I'll upload that on YouTube and ask people on the vlog as well. And we'll figure out if I change the stream time on Sundays and what it will need to be going forward. For now, it'll still be the usual or the time it's been in the past. But like I said, we may be adjusting that going forward, just depending on how it works out for everybody. I'm not going to tailor the time to one specific individual schedule, but I would like to tailor it to the time when the majority of people can make it, so that you guys can join me if you so see fit to do so. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow if you can make it, or else I'll see you in comments on my uploaded videos like The Last of Us 2 or Elex coming soon, or else I will see you on Discord and chat with you there. Thanks for joining me. As always, I appreciate the support. Take care of yourselves. Be safe from Corona and stuff. And I'll talk to you soon. Till next time. Peace.
Poor Spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.